In today's episode, let's check out one of my own DIY incenses. Namaste everyone and welcome to Om Incense Show with DJ, a show that helps you increase your incense quotient. So if you are an incense enthusiast, consider subscribing. So today I'm going to review one of my own incenses, and I'll be providing a link of this incense, the episode where I showed you how to make this incense, in the description box and also in the I button, so you may check those. So what I am going to review here, because I have made so many of them, I'm going to review here the one which I made using Patanjali's Javadhu powder as the aromatic, and it turned out so awesome. So you can see that there are very few ingredients used, and I think there are just 3 or 4 ingredients that I used to make this incense. So you cannot expect the kind of oomph that you have in the commercial incense, because there are a lot of chemicals that goes into making the fragrance to last long and the fragrance to diffuse a lot. So you will not find any of those in any normal DIY incense where you make the incense using just a few ingredients. And in this case, I did not even use an essential oil. So it's just the only thing that I've used for the aromatic is the Patanjali's Javadhu powder, which is the body incense, is the Samadhi powder. It turned out so good. So the diffusion, if we talk of the cold incense, the top note is just a very slight fragrance of the Javadhu powder that you get, the body incense powder. So that is the fragrance that you get, and it is singularly that one note only. So that is the incense, that is the fragrance that you get there. If we talk of once the incense comes to life, and you might have to hold the incense longer, let the flame be on it for a longer time than the normal commercial incense, which instantly catches fire. So you need to keep it on fire for some more time to be able to let it burn through completely. But I mean, not that long, but comparatively longer than the commercial incenses. Also, the diffusion is not to a very large area. So like I have a puja place in my kitchen itself, which is an open kitchen. So that kitchen also has the drawing room attached to it, like any normal open kitchen. And so the diffusion of that incense is only in the kitchen and the drawing room area. So the entire space that's there, the kitchen and the drawing room, which is attached to each other. So that the diffusion is only to that area. And if we talk of intensity of the fragrance, the diffusion that the incense that you can smell right where you lit it, like in my case it's the puja space, it's a lot more, like that could be said 100% of it. But if you go to other spaces in that same area, it's like almost 70% or 50% of the original fragrance. So that is the kind of diffusion you get. So even if the diffusion is in that entire space, the diffusion bubble is more solid near the place where I lit it, and it's just light, very light in the other areas, but you do find the fragrance there also. The other thing is the retention is so awesome. I actually did not expect this kind of retention from this fragrance, because I have made other DIY incenses also, but the fragrances of any of those never retained for so long. So this one retained. I lit it up at night, and in the morning, or say till mid-morning around 10-11, I could still get the fragrance of it. So that was the kind of retention that I got from this DIY incense, in which I have added no chemicals at all. So you can just check out that episode and see that there are very few ingredients used in making this incense. Now, I had made this incense for one of my friends, and I did not give it to him because once the incense had it was complete, it was dried, I tried lighting it up, but it did not light up immediately. So I knew that I had to cure it for some time. So I kept it aside. I just let it, sit there in my kitchen store for some time. So it's like almost 2 months now that it's been sitting there. So now when I lit up the incense, it is burning through. So if you happen to make any of the incenses, whether this incense or any other DIY incense that you make, if in case it doesn't light up, if it doesn't burn through in the initial stages, you might just want to let it cure for a month or two, or probably longer. And after that, even after you've done all of those curing, and if it still doesn't light up, then there are a few things that you can do with it. You could either, I'll be showing you one of the ways in which I use one of the, those incenses which do not burn through, and it's using a diffuser, the aroma essential oil diffuser. So we'll be seeing that. I'll be showing that in the clips later, so you see that. So you could use it for that, and it works wonderfully there. It burns through completely. It gives off nice smoke and fragrance, everything. So that is one thing that you can do. The other thing is, of course, you can use it in the oven when you completed the oven, and if just the fire is there, you could use it. Or you could use it on an upla if if you're using a cow dung cake or something, and if once you're done fumigating the house, you could just place this incense on that stuff, and it'll burn through. So those are the few things that you could do. And of course you can use it, you can toss it in the bonfire. But in any case, if you've invested a lot in making a DIY, and I don't just mean money or stuff, I also mean time and energy. So if you've invested so much in it, might as well use it somehow. And in the clip that I show you later, in the sieve thing, in the aroma oil diffuser thing, you'll see that you can very easily use it. So, and I have used a sieve which was a spoiled sieve. But if you do not have a spoiled sieve, you can very easily buy a steel sieve, which in India, we get it for around 30 or 40 or anything. But within 100 you'll get a good one. And actually you don't need a good one. You can just use any of the sieves, the spoiled ones, but it has to be a steel sieve. Use that, and using that you can use the incense. So try making this incense or any of your own DIY incenses. I hope you get inspired to make your own incense, and you'll see that the incenses really turn out very awesome. So that is one thing. Now, if I have to give a star rating to my own incense, I would like to give it a star rating of 3, because the retention is so awesome. I lit it up at night, and up till the mid morning I could get the fragrance of it. The diffusion was comparatively good. It was like, it's comparatively good, better than the other DIY incenses that I've made. So this Javadhu incense would get a star rating of 3. And of course the fragrance is so awesome. You'll really like it. So that's star rating 3 for the Javadhu incense. Check out the incense in the the episode of the incense in the description box and in the I button. And I hope you get to make your own incenses. You get inspired to make your own incenses. And if you've already made some incenses, and if it didn't turn out well, as in if it doesn't burn through, then just use it in any way possible, but do not throw it, unless of course it has mold or fungus on it. But if it's dried completely, you can of course use it in any way that I'll just let you know of. So that was the episode for today. I just thought it'll be good to review one of my own incenses here for you to see what a DIY incense might turn out to be like. And like I told you, it did not burn through completely in the initial stage, so you might just get very disheartened. So don't get disheartened. Just let it sit there for a couple of months for it to cure completely, and then you would be able to use it. So that's all for the episode today. I hope you enjoyed the episode and you learned something from it. If you liked it, give it a like. Let me know of your thoughts and queries in the comment section. Until we meet again next, take very good care of yourself. Namaste.
शंकर नमामि शंकर शिव शंकर